Good evening and welcome to the Relishing Dead podcast where we devour everything in the TWD universe. I'm Dawn.
I'm Barb.
Eliza. And
I'm
down
Nick.
there doing the jig is Nick Gomez.
Just trying to stay warm.
Welcome.
We put him out in the cold.
Howdy, ladies.
We are so thrilled to have you. We even got a little mini tour.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You did. Yeah, that was just behind the scenes. Special limited edition behind the scenes just for y'all.
Aww. And you're wearing clothes, unlike a lot of your posts.
Well, I'm wearing a jacket and a shirt. I'm not wearing pants, but
oh, yay!
Well, there we go. We're that's a start.
Movie match.
Neither are we.
Good. This is the way all of Zooms should be done.
There we go. That's the best way to do podcasts. No britches.
Let's get wild. Let's get crazy. You said no holds barred, so I can't.
That's right. That's right. It's exactly what I said to you. No holds barred.
Who knows what's going
Oh, we want to welcome everyone tonight. We got Nick Gomez. Vincent, unfortunately, couldn't be with us tonight. So we got Nick all to ourselves.
Yep.
Vincent, he couldn't make it?
He hurt his back lifting a fire pit, and he's on pain medicine. And so I sent him the link and said, if you can hop on and say, hey, that we don't mind you being high as a kite. So we'll see.
We'll see. That's what happens. You can't be lifting heavy things when you're like, a great-great-grandfather or whatever he is. You're not supposed to be lifting heavy things anymore.
That's right. That's right. You lift with your legs and not with your back.
He's got like 8 grandkids. Take it easy. Retire. You got to relax.
8 grandkids?
I think so. I know.
Oh, Lord.
And I think we're the same age. He was just a lot. He just gets up earlier than me in the morning.
Getting up, yeah, he does, I guess.
You
better get up earlier, Nick.
Moving right along.
You better get up earlier, honey.
Elisa's on a roll tonight.
I can't even get down to the gym. He's already got 8 grandkids. Jeez,
I guess
he's very motivated.
Lifting the wrong thing.
He's done enough.
Anisha said she was looking forward to seeing him, but hopefully we'll have him back on and we'll have him all to ourselves too.
Yes.
I might just drop by and
stop by something. Yeah. Well, thank you for being with us. We were telling you earlier where we were all from, that I was from Arkansas and Barb's from Nashville and Dawn is in Kentucky. And you were in the process of telling us a great story. So I'd like for you to kind of go back and finish that wonderful story that you were telling us.
Oh, right. Before I got frozen with my mouth all open like a catfish. Right.
We took a picture of that and I'm just teasing.
Freeze on my face like that. Okay. So, the cliff notes of the beginning of the story was it was a motorcycle trip from New Orleans up through the Carolinas, through the Appalachian Mountains, down into Gatlinburg, Tennessee, back to New Orleans. And when I got home, about a week after I got home, my father called me and he said, Nick, were you in Gatlinburg, Tennessee recently? And I said, yeah. He said, were you at a restaurant with a bunch of people? And I said, I was. And he said, yeah, there's an article about it in the Gatlinburg Gazette. And I said, what? And so he sent me the article. And sure enough, there's this article. It just says, Nick Gomez rolls into town. Now, see, what had happened was I'd been on the road on the motorcycle, sleeping on the ground. And by the way, I realized why my tent was so cheap when I first set up my first camp spot in like Alabama, I think. I'd accidentally bought a kid's tent. So the entire trip, I slept with my feet outside of the thing. Because is that Vincent?
Yeah.
That's Vincent.
Yo, you made it.
Man, my back is killing me.
I'm so sorry.
You can't be lifting heavy things now, bro. We're old. We're too old for that.
Man, I was trying to hook the patio up, man, and I just picked up the fire pit, and I was like, ah! But I'm here, man. Sorry I'm late. I had to get the massage gun out. So,
Oh,
go ahead, man. Finish the story, Nick.
Yeah.
For the second time.
I just went and saw I was filming Outer Banks, and so my dad lives in Charleston, so he picked me up from the airport. And he's like, "Here's your Christmas present," and it was like a neck massager with heat, and my neck had been killing me. I had like tweaked it or something, and I was like, "Dad, oh my God, how did you know I really needed this?" And he says, "Because you're old, Nick. Of course you need it." And I was like, "Fair enough. I mean, fair enough. We get this. Everything just starts hurting.
Yes.
So, okay, back to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Right. So I got to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I've been sleeping on the ground, eating beans out of a pot for like 2 weeks straight. So I decide to treat myself to a steak dinner at a steak restaurant. It's kind of a long story, so I'm going to go kind of quick. I get to the restaurant. There's nobody there. I'm like, hello. And this guy pops around the corner. He's like, yeah, can I help you? And I was like, yeah, I was hoping to get a steak. And he was like, oh, man, sorry, we're closed. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And he's like, yeah, but we're all back here having shift beers, if you want a beer. And I always say yes. So I was like, okay. So I went back there, and it was all the waiters and the manager and the host and whatever, the cooks and everybody having a beer. And I just had a beer. And Walking Dead had come out, I don't know, maybe just like a month or so prior to this. And one guy was like, hey, you were in The Walking Dead. And I was like, I was. He was like, yeah, you were that really charming, nice guy. And I was like, that's me.
Right.
That
You
totally
ain't
was
no
me.
Oscar.
Yeah. No, nobody is. And so, and they were like, oh, that's cool. And so I took some pictures with everybody. And that's what the article was about. It was about just how nice I was to everybody. But there's more to the story than was printed in the newspaper. So I was friendly with everybody. And then, but there was one guy who was like a little extra friendly, and I was complaining about my back hurting because I've been sleeping on the ground and like my motorcycle.
Vincent.
And so this one guy was like, "Oh, well, I'm a massage therapist. I could work that out." And I was like, "I bet you could, big boy. I bet you could." I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And so we're drinking beers, and then the old man in the corner was like, "Hey, are you still hungry?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What'd you want?" I was like, "Well, I was really hankering for a steak." And he said, "Well, it's my restaurant." He's like, "Hey, Billy, go fire up the grill and cook this man a steak. And you want some potatoes with that?" And I was like, "Yeah." Anyway, they cooked me this delicious steak dinner, which I was very thankful for. Anyway, later in the night, we all had a bunch of beers, and we're all leaving. And Mr. Very Friendly Guy was like, "Hey, I got a massage table at the house. I could really put in some work." And the problem with me is I'm a storyteller, and I love a good story. And so I usually say yes to shit usually normal people won't say yes to, because I know that's where the story is. I'm like the kind of guy who hopes we run out of gas, because I know that's when the story starts. So I knew this guy was a little, but I was just too curious. So I was like, I'm a little drunk. And I was like, all right, buddy, let's see what you got. So I followed him to his little dark, isolated cabin in the woods on my motorcycle.
Lord.
Oh my
Get to
God.
this little dark cabin, no Wi-Fi reception or anything up there. And we go in, and sure enough, there's this massage table in the living room. And I was like, all right, great. He really knows what he's doing. We have another beer. I'm like, all right, man, yeah, I could actually really use this massage. And he's like, here's some muscle relaxers. And I don't know where
Oh,
the pills.
Lord.
Oh no!
Look at Vincent's face.
Yeah,
What?
Dahmer.
Right.
God!
I was like, fuck it.
Oh my God!
You asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I just take my shirt off and I get on the, the massage table, and I got my face in the little holy hole thing, and I'm just sitting there, and I'll never forget this. He leans down close to me while I'm in this little thing, and he's like, hey, do you mind if I put on my hot pants?
Oh
my
my
Lord.
God.
Now, I don't know really what that means, but I'm like, sure, buddy.
You know what it means now.
I do. I'm like, yeah, man, no, knock yourself out. So
This is the
hear him
present episode we didn't see.
Hey,
Yeah.
knock yourself out while he knocked you out.
Hey, listen, we got really bored. We got real bored in that cafeteria. We were in there for months, and yeah, Big Tiny was looking pretty good after a while. I was like, hey, big buddy, keep me warm. No. Anyway, he's rummaging around, putting on what I guess is his hot pants, which turns out to be these little tiny spandex things.
Oh, yeah.
He then proceeds to give me, honestly, by far, the worst massage ever in my life I've ever experienced. I'm like, what are you doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like, what are you doing? It was so bad And I was so bummed out because I actually really wanted a massage. And I came all this way and I took the random pills. I'm sitting there, you're in your hot pants. I'm like, we're not even going to get a massage out of this. So I was like, after a minute, I was like, okay, that's good. Thanks a lot, man. Put my shirt on. And we had a couple of beers by the fire outside. I went to sleep on the couch, woke up in the morning. He was gone. I got up, got on my motorcycle, left.
What?
And,
No.
I didn't really think anything of it until my dad sent me the article about Nick Gomez rolling into town, because it turns out Mr. Hot Pants is a journalist for the freaking Gatlinburg Gazette, and he wrote the whole article, and he left out the hot pants part. He left out the hot pants part. But anyway, I have been to Tennessee. Is all I was saying.
So Vincent, do you need a massage, darling?
I know a guy.
I know. Nick knows a guy.
Do.
I don't know if you want to know a guy.
I'm actually going to Tennessee, and I'm staying far from that guy.
The hot pants. I don't remember his name. What are you doing in Tennessee?
I'm filming a movie. It's my second time going to Tennessee.
Where in Tennessee?
I'm
in Nashville.
I think that's where I'm gonna be.
Barb can hook you up with a home cooked meal
and a massage. No hot pants.
Oh,
Yeah, we're having the premiere on the 18th of the other movie that I did with them last year, and we start filming the other movie on the 20th, from the 20th to the 24th. So I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, there's a movie going to be filmed here. That's pretty cool to know.
Yeah. These guys, they're starting to do a lot out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing a lot.
Well, people are realizing that, you know, the South is a good place to do filming.
Yeah.
I missed it there. Oh, I was only in Nashville once when I did the TV show Nashville. That was the only time I've ever been there.
Okay.
And it was real quick.
It's beautiful there.
Well, if you want Barb, Vince, if you want Barb to give you a massage, I will buy her a whole hot pan outfit.
It's on.
It's on.
You can't turn that down.
Nick, are you at home?
Yeah, I'm in my studio here, and I saw you were at Vasquez Rocks earlier. That's literally right there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was asking, were you at home?
Yeah, I was out. When I saw that, though, I was down in LA. I was taking my mom back home. But yeah, it's like right down the street from where I'm at.
How was your Christmas, Vincent?
It was good. It was good. Just chilling with the wife, my daughter, 2 dogs. I don't know if you see Macy's right here. She's nosy. And just, the weather here is awesome.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, the weather. You can't beat that.
It's perfect, man. It's like
our other co-host Carol, she went out to San Diego to be with family for Christmas, and so she's actually driving back to Memphis from San Diego. So that's why she's not with us tonight. Yeah. That's a drive. Vincent, do you have 8 grandkids?
No, 14.
Oh my God!
Are you serious?
Serious as heart attack.
Well, Nick said you got up early, so I guess he wasn't lying.
Yeah, 14 grandkids.
He's efficient.
Yeah, man. No, it's my kids that's efficient. It's my son V. He has 7 by himself.
Wow.
His last kid's name is 7.
Does he know he can do that just for fun? He doesn't have to procreate the earth?
Hey, I don't know what's going on. As long as he's being responsible and taking care of them, that's all that matters. But everybody's in Ohio. Everybody's back in Ohio, so.
Well, that's the reason it's cold up there, so they have to do something to keep warm.
It's a bunch of massage tables going on.
Well, our other co-host Carol's in the comments, and she goes, "What kind of show is this?"
Right. Hey, Nick, congratulations on Fargo, brother. I'm checking you out, man.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, it came out really well, man. I was a fan of that show, from the first season, and I was just stoked to be a part of it, really.
And it's so weird because remember I told you I auditioned for it.
Oh, you did? Wait,
it's like the scenes that you audition for is the scenes that you see on TV.
So wait, you auditioned for the FBI guy?
No, the detective, the police officer.
Oh, the one that got shot.
Yeah. And
Okay.
those lines when he was saying, you know, what are you doing here? Did you take something? Those are the exact same lines that I auditioned with.
Wow.
Wait, which detective?
I just binge watched that.
The black guy.
Oh, Lamorne.
Black guy.
Lamorne's playing the cop. Yeah.
The cop.
Look, Vincent, the black guy.
Yeah, and yeah, my two scenes that I auditioned with were line for line exact same.
Yeah.
Usually they'll give you a little fake, you know, like a fake sides, you know, so you know that it doesn't get out.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did to us on The Walking Dead. Remember when we got there, everything was fake.
Yeah, I know, and I thought I was super prepared, and I absolutely wasn't. It was all different lines. I was like,
Well,
I actually thought I was big tiny.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at this.
Look at Nick looking sexy.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that guy looking sexy. Yeah, when I actually got there, and you know, when we were introducing ourselves to each other, I was like, "Yeah, I'm playing Big Tiny," and then Theo was like, "Wait a minute, I'm playing Big Tiny." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And then when they gave us the script, remember, none of us was even in the script.
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. They were like, yeah.
We did. I know several of us binge watched, Fargo, and we watched The Nanny and Encounter, your film, Vincent, and I watched John Wynn's Mirror Mirror.
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy. You was a bad creature, man.
Pastor do dirty.
Encounter was very interesting. Where'd he go?
One of my buddies from my play calling in.
Yeah, but I enjoyed The Nanny quite a bit, and Fargo.
I don't think I ever saw that actually.
It's good. You should go watch yourself.
Like cute little scenes in there because he's kind of like, you know, he's kind of like a sweet, like adorable, like small town cop. He's got a crush on that woman, and he's kind of like a sweet little character.
Yeah.
How do you feel about watching yourself, Nick? Do you feel like I should have did it different, or
Every time, always?
Yeah, man.
But that's why when I do watch myself and like I'm like, oh, okay, that was good. I'm like, because usually you're the biggest critic, you're the hardest critic on yourself. I always like if my stuff ends up accidentally getting on TV, or my family or my friends want to watch something that I'm in. When my part's coming up, I know I will just have an excuse to go to the kitchen and make a sandwich. So they want to see it.
Right.
But,
it's actually kind of embarrassing, really, for me.
Yeah. You know, you don't want to watch yourself. But I will say this. I think the older I get and the more I do this, you know, I've been doing this for a while. Vincent, you've been doing this forever too. The more I do it, you know, the better I get at it. So I'm starting to enjoy my own performances more and more. You know, anything before 2016, throw it in the garbage. But like, more of my recent stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually, you know, I've been doing it for a long time, but it's just taking me forever to kind of figure out how I do it and what works for me and, you know, what I find, you know, decent and good. And it's just because there's no manual for this job. There's no like, okay, if you do this and this and then this, it'll get to be a good product. You know, everybody's different. Everybody's got a different, like, you know, style, method. And just figuring out what mine is and how I do it, it's like it's trial and error. And so the older I get, like my more recent stuff, I'm like, okay, that doesn't totally suck.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it comes with age and with any and everything too. Because after a while, you just be like, okay, whatever.
Right.
You know, you care, but in the same breath, it's like you kind of don't care.
But
I just want to get to the part where I don't have to keep auditioning.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think you guys will agree that, you know, in your line of work, the scripts may be well written, but it could be the directing, or it could be the locations, where it throws off the filming. And so, and I know you take your good licks and your bad licks, but they're all steps on that ladder that you both are climbing, and you're climbing so well.
There's a lot of variables involved, you know. I mean, that's to make a really good film or TV show is like to make a really good one is almost impossible because there's so many different things, departments working together, and so many things have to click at the right way. You know, I mean, you could have an amazing cast with fantastic producers, an amazing director, and it could still come out to be really shitty, you know, like Look at that movie like Cowboys vs. Aliens or something. They spent like $5 billion on it. Had an amazing cast. John Favreau was the director, who's an amazing director, and it was like kind of it just didn't work. You know, sometimes you have chefs in the kitchen and it just doesn't work. And then sometimes a small independent film made for $12 magically happen, you know, and there's just things that can go right or can go wrong. You know,
do you have opinions of how you acted on The Walking Dead? Like do you have opinions of yourself of how you acted on The Walking Dead?
Well, for myself, honestly, my character is it was just me. You know, I don't even really feel like I was acting. Even from, you know, him trying to take care of his family and all of that, you know, even though I never looked at my character as being a bad guy. It was only 2 bad guys on there, and that was Nick and Marquise.
Right.
Lou, myself, and Theo weren't bad.
Right.
You know, everybody that goes to prison or jail, they're not bad people. They just made a bad mistake.
Right.
You know, I know guys in jail now. It's just like, man, what are you doing in there? And they just got caught up in some situations.
Yeah, because
my character was pretty much who I am in real life.
Because to us, your characters and your acting and everything, I mean, we fell in love with these guys, bad or good. You know, the acting was spot on to us. I mean, pretty awesome.
I just wish they would have showed more, like how we got in there. You know, to me, that season wasn't about the prisoners; it was about the prison.
Right.
And that's why there's so many different storylines through the 11 seasons that we have all collectively said we would love for them to do a Tales of the Walking Dead on the actual Walking Dead characters, the backstories of, you know, how you guys got to that point, or what, you know, how did you group together once the outbreak started. So would love to see that backstory. Dawn, I know you've got a question. This is the shit happens scene.
So, Nick, how did you prepare for this scene with Andrew Lincoln?
You know what was kind of great was that the fact that we didn't have a lot of time to prepare, especially when we got there. You know, all this dialogue was all pretty, you know, new because we didn't have the real dialogue. So that's usually that, you know, it can work for you as an actor because you don't have too much time to like overthink it. Because if I get my material in advance, like I'll get too cute with it sometimes. I'll think about it too much. I'll be like, oh, but what if he's this? Or so we didn't have too much time to like. I mean, I did write a bio. I did kind of understand who my character was, and I based my guy actually off somebody who I knew in New Orleans. I got a DUI like when I was really young, and I had to do these classes when I was in New Orleans, and there was a guy in the classes that was kind of like I just fed off him. He had these tattoos everywhere, and like one of them said literally murder on his forearm, and he was like, he would say stuff like he didn't know why people looked at him funny. He was walking down the street, and I'm like, well, it says murder on your arm. But every time we had to draw, like everybody had to draw something that they were afraid of, and like I forget what I drew, but we all draw something, and then we'd all just share with the class. And he didn't draw anything because he was like, man, I ain't afraid of nothing. Like that was his. And I realized at that moment that because of the environment where he was and where he grew up and who he was, the thing he was scared of the most was anybody thinking that he was scared of anything. He was scared of being perceived as weak, you know, because where he grew up, where he was, what people he surrounded him, you couldn't show a sign of weakness. You had to like not. And I was like, that's kind of who Tomas was. He was a guy who was just afraid that somebody was going to see him for like the scared dude that he really was about everything that was going on, and he was going to lose control, and people were going to like, you know, think he was a punk and then try to punk him. So he was afraid of being like of looking afraid. So he overcompensated by being just a complete asshole. So that's kind of what I had going into it. And then Andrew Lincoln was great because when we were filming, he was just so like anything that could help like elevate the scene. And so I remember when we were like do our scenes together where we're kind of like at each other, we would just be we would just be saying the meanest shit to each other, just like go fuck your mother, like, you know, we're saying the meanest shit to each other right when we were about to start filming. Like they'd be like, okay, everybody places, rolling, speed, and we would just be looking at each other, just saying the worst fucking shit to each other, just like, I'm gonna fucking rip your pop. And it just kind of like helped, but because he's the nicest guy in the world in real life. So, that was really helpful for him, for both of us to like, get into it.
And it made us feel welcome too. It wasn't like we were intruders. Everybody made you feel welcome. It's just like, okay, I need you. You need me. Let's make this. Let's make magic.
Yeah, really sweet and welcoming. And I remember walking into the cafeteria the first day, but with new kid in class, and everybody was in there, all the crew and the extras and zombies, and Andrew Lincoln stood up, and they were in the table in the back, and he was like, "Hey man, come over here." And so I went over and he gave me a big hug. He was like, "Welcome, man, sit down." And everybody introduced themselves, and everybody was just so like gracious and kind. And, it was like, it was dope. It was like being on a winning football team, because everybody was just there, everybody, because it was a hot show and everyone was just like down for the cause, So it was a great environment.
And at that time, it was so secretive also. Yeah. Everything was so secretive. Now you see people with cell phones on the set and taking pictures and all types of stuff. When we were there, you couldn't do any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Anissa, in our group, and just by the way, guys, we have all kinds of comments that everybody is just elated to see you, and they're all saying hey, and they love you. Anissa, one of the ladies in our group, kind of had a question that spun off of the one that Dawn asked, of what kind of special effects prep did you have to go through for the machete scene?
Well, I did have to have a special machete fit to my head.
No.
They used different machetes for that shot. We had one that was like, so when we filmed it and the camera was here looking this way, he would take the real machete and like put it right on this side, and then we would cut. And then they put the fake machete that was fit to my head. We put it here, and went around my head like this, and then out the back. And on the other side of camera, there was a little tube, and there was a special effects guy off camera, and so they put the machete on, and the guy would squirt the blood, and then that's how the blood like kind of came down, I think, my forehead from that. So there was that, but there wasn't any other like green screen or anything. Like a quick cut with like real machete and then the fake machete, and then you dead in the eyes.
Okay. It's kind of like those arrows you can buy at the Halloween prop store.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, pretty much.
Barb, you had some questions for the guys.
Yeah. Do you have any of your favorite acting moments in The Walking Dead, like made you laugh or, had a good time with the cast? And if not from that show, maybe something else?
I had one with Andrew. It was when T-Dog and what's the chick who played the mother when they got killed off?
Lori?
Oh, Sarah Wayne Callies? Lori?
Yeah. We all went to dinner, and I'm sitting next to Andrew, and I had a glass of wine. I probably took one sip, and all of a sudden he's speaking in this British accent. So I'm looking at him, I'm looking at my wine, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "Hey man, why are you talking like that?" And he was like, "You think I was British?" I was like, "What?" I had no clue this guy was British. Because the whole time he was always Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, I totally forgot too, because he stays in that accent the whole time we're on set. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with him later on, and he was talking in his British accent. I was like, "Oh shit, that's right." I totally forgot that he was freaking British.
Yeah.
Vincent's like, I know I haven't had that much to drink. Somebody slipped me.
Yeah. I thought somebody might have drugged me or something, because I was like, man, I've been with this guy for 2 months, and this guy is all of a sudden British, and I had no clue at all.
Fascinating to hear the difference and how they do that.
Yeah. Remember back in the day, people would be like, the British are coming, the British are coming. The British are here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of actors that are British.
They're taking all our roles. Yeah.
I'm going over there. Damn, this ain't working for me.
Do you have a moment, Nick, that stands out in your mind?
The one moment that really always stood out to me was, it was our first day of filming, and it was the end of the first episode of that season when they come in with what's his name and chop his leg off.
Herschel.
When they come in with Herschel. By the way, the actor, Scott Wilson, I had met him when I was 16 and I was a PA on a movie many, many years before when I grew in Arizona where I grew up. And I remember I picked him up from the airport and took him to set, and he was the sweetest guy.
Oh,
man. Cool to see him and then work with him. But when we were filming that scene, it's a really physical, emotional scene where they're carrying him in. They have to tie his leg off with a belt. It's like a lot of emotion, and then they are cutting his freaking leg off, and it's a lot of it's a really intense scene for them. And then the camera cuts to us, and we're just standing there like, holy shit! And then that's how the episode ends, right? Yeah. So when we were filming it, they did all their coverage first, them bringing him in and cutting the leg off. They did it over and over again because they have coverage of all the different people. On the shot. And so they did it over and over again. And then when they turned the camera around on us, we just have to stand there with like a holy shit look on our face. And I think Michael says something like, holy shit, basically. And so we don't even have any dialogue, but we just have to have an oh shit look on our face. And Andrew Lincoln came over to us, and it was our first day working with them. And he said, hey, you guys, you want us to do this? They're not they're not on camera. The camera's just on us. And Andrew was like, do you want us to do the scene so you have something to react to? And I think one of us were like, no, man, we don't want you guys to have to do the whole thing. Like, you already did it. Like, we don't want you to have to, we don't want, Scott Wilson to have to keep getting on the ground. And he said, no, it's Scott's idea. We'll do it for you guys. And they did. They did it every time. Off camera, like 100%. They did it every time, and they weren't even on camera. And that says a lot, because that hardly ever happens.
It never happens.
No, if you're on camera, they wouldn't do that. And they all did it 100%. So the look on our faces was really like, I can't believe they're fucking doing this again. It was like, that's really cool, man. That's just like, that's how like devoted they were to the show and just to the characters and just welcoming us. And I was like, man, that's really awesome. That's really.
Hey, Nick, ladies, I tell you this, my face was real, not because they stayed, but because I had never seen or heard of the show before.
Right.
So when my first day, I'm seeing this dude's leg get cut off. I'm like,
oh my God,
what type of damn show is this? I was in shock. Like, what have I got myself into?
Wow. Oh my gosh, how funny!
Good stories. Wow.
Carol has joined us from the car as she's driving from California back to Memphis.
Wow.
Hi guys.
What up, Carol?
Hey. How are you guys?
Good.
We're in Gallup, New Mexico, and we just pulled in to get some gas. So I just wanted to pop in and say hi real quick. I see you guys are having a blast, and I'm so glad you guys are on the show tonight. I'm sorry I missed you.
That's all good. Watch out for the bison in Buffalo out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be heading home. But we had a great time in San Diego. But hey, you guys, I have been following you guys, and you guys are doing great. There's a couple of slides that I've done for the show for tonight. But I just wanted to say hi, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Be safe.
Have a great
Hey, wait a minute. How many more days do you have to go?
We'll be home to Memphis on Friday.
Damn.
We're stopping in Albuquerque tonight, and then we're going to Oklahoma City tomorrow, and then we'll be home to Memphis on Friday.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
All right.
They're driving.
I'm a traveling girl. I'll go just about anywhere. So.
That's it. That's it.
So, all right, ladies, I love you. Keep up the good work. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
We do have a video question. We have two. The first question is going to be for Nick, so I'm going to play that.
Question is for Nick. If you could have worked at any of the locations besides the prison, where would it be and why? Thank you.
If I could have worked at any of the other locations.
Well, that's assuming you watch the show.
I mean, some pretty tough. Those are some pretty tough locations to kind of like to be in. I think maybe Alexandria. That seemed like a pretty comfortable place to be. You know, I mean, it was far removed from the cafeteria and having to like take a shit in, you know, the walk-in freezer. So that would have been nice. We could have like bed sheets and shit. And I'll tell you this. I had kind of like stopped watching the show a little bit. I was a huge fan of the show, but when we did the show, kind of like when you know everybody, it loses its magic a little bit because you know everybody, and you know. So I kind of fell off watching the show, and then I remember catching up on an episode, and they were like had electricity, and I think the kids were playing video games, and I was like, "What happened? What?" They like everything was like fine. Was that Alexandria? Did they have like?
Yep.
I mean,
what about you, Vincent?
That seemed pretty nice.
What season did they stop? 12?
Well, 11.
11.
Yeah.
Where were they at?
Commonwealth and Alexandria and Hilltop.
I would have there because I would have still been on the show from season 3 to season 11.
Good call.
Any of them, right? Any of them would have been good.
Right. I wouldn't have cared. I think a lot of times people feel like if you're on a show, you watch the show. And it's like I said, I had never even seen the show. Mm-hmm. When I got the part, I was like, well, what is it about? And they explained it. I was like, well, who the heck watching that?
Everybody.
25 million
a bunch of us.
So after the show, I probably watched one episode, and that was when the whole bat situation.
Oh yeah, Negan.
Yeah.
You guys would have. Tomas would have been great with the Saviors. He would have been a great addition to Negan's Saviors.
They would have just kept me around for a little while longer.
I mean,
I was trying to like wheel and deal with the producers. I was like, but what if like maybe I come back like a ghost and I'm like haunting, and I'm like, you know, and I'm constantly, and they're like, no, Nick. I was like, what about my twin brother? He comes back.
I tried that,
and they were like
no, Nick.
I tried that for the simple fact you didn't see me get shot.
There you go. If you don't see it on screen, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
She shot and turned her head, so people just assume.
And this question is for Vincent.
Hey, old house.
Hey guys, in a second.
Hey.
Question is for Vincent. I would love to know what your favorite filming location was and why. Thank you.
Well, I guess we kind of know.
Well, I tell you, I did get to leave. I did get to leave.
Yeah, you got to.
I got to leave, and when I left, I knew I wasn't coming back. I told Lou, Axel, I was like, man, they got me leaving, but I don't think I'm coming back. He said, what did you hear? I said, I haven't heard anything. I just got a feeling I'm not coming back. But I did like filming in the cabin when they took the guy's cabin over, and when he was asleep.
Yeah.
So, you know, we ran through the woods a few times. I remember not having a weapon and going to the producers. I'm like, I don't have a weapon. I might be bigger than everybody else, but I don't have a weapon.
Yep.
And then they gave me too many weapons, and I couldn't even run with all that stuff. I'm like, I got a pipe, I got a machine gun, I got a gun. I'm like, this is too much now. So just being out and, you know, being in Woodbury.
Yeah.
Being in Woodbury was cool.
Yeah.
Did you know how many episodes you had, or were you just not sure yet until you got the final one?
You know what? They gave me a number, but in the same breath, you know, if your character becomes popular or whatnot, you know, you can be on there longer. It's just like for T-Dog. T-Dog was only supposed to do 3 episodes from what I heard, and he ended up doing 3 years.
And Melissa McBride, she was only supposed to be a short run, and then, you know, she became the lead actress all the way through and survived. So, yeah.
Alana Masterson, who played Tara, was only supposed to be on for 3 episodes, and she made it to season 9.
And one thing that they cut out is, I thought I was hooking up with Michonne.
Oh my goodness!
It was some scenes where when we were driving to Woodbury, that, you know, it was just like, okay, what is going on with it? What's happening here?
Oh.
Yeah, so that didn't happen. They didn't show that, but yeah, it was some scenes that was cut out that I thought me and Michonne was gonna hook up.
Rick moved in with Oscar's girl.
That's
Bastard.
because of the comics too. In the comics, I think Michonne hooked up with one of the prisoners.
Damn.
It was you. It was you. You got robbed, man. You got robbed.
They were doing it in the what was it, the basketball court? They were doing it everywhere.
Damn.
Now
I'm real pissed.
Now you have to read the comics.
Oh, you do it.
We've got a few more slides of some other stuff that you guys have done aside from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
There we go. And look, Nick is by my other boo, Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a good show.
He's a good
Jason's
guy.
really nice. He's really nice.
He smells pretty.
He's just a big kid.
He smells pretty.
Oh, hey, She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk.
That was fun.
And then we got Redemption of a Dog.
Redemption of a Dog. That's my favorite play of all times.
Oh, you did that? That was a play too, because I know you did the New Jack City.
Yeah, in New Jack City, we're about to start back on the 13th in Houston.
Oh, dope.
Oh, that's so great. And then Devil Row.
Devil Row.
That's my creation right there.
Yeah. So this is your baby. Did you write this?
Co-wrote it.
You co-wrote it.
Came up with the concept. Came up with the look.
And you had the amazing Tony Todd working with you on this.
In which everybody thought Devereaux was Tony Todd. I'm like, no, he's Candyman. I'm Devereaux.
That's right. That's right. Okay, now Barb, you might need to explain this. This is your creepy baby doll.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think they're trying to decide who the father is.
He knows it's his.
I can tell by the head. The hair.
That's a little ass kicker.
Oh my God. Look at
it.
Okay, now Nick.
Tell you the trivia chance.
Did my shirt get any tighter?
Yep. Yeah, right.
Jeez,
now, so the last camp that you were at, Nick.
Yeah.
I had my car for 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
And I was standing around and I heard you saying, I want to go get something to eat. I need a car. And what did I do? I gave you the keys to my Buick.
Did.
Wow.
And I had only had it for 2 weeks. And here I am handing over my keys to Nick.
And I totally did a good job. And it was returned just after.
It was, but like 6 fucking hours later.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, where did you go?
Atlanta.
Where were we? Where was that one?
That was at the camp when we were at Peachtree City at the camp.
Oh, right.
Oh, and now it's all coming back to him.
Where
But
did
those pills from the massage guy. He still had them. You know, he didn't know what he was doing.
Maybe keep a little nap.
but I will always let you borrow my car, Nick.
Oh my 6 hours, man.
No.
Nick's like, no, surely not.
Vaguely remember that a little bit.
Yeah, the car was not going to have any power steering, no gas.
Hey, it did come back with a full tank, so wherever he went, he did fill it up.
Nice.
Yeah. So Carol wants to know if there's a particular stall in your barn, Nick, that you like to play your music that has better acoustics.
Well, I don't play like in the stalls. I just play like in the this is my studio. It's like, I think I showed you. This is the office. This is the barn.
Wow.
I usually just play like, somewhere around here and like just set my phone up like that. And yeah, there's no particular stall, but it just sounds good in here. The acoustics sound good.
Yeah.
How does the horses react to you, Nick?
Oh, they like it. They try and get like close. If I'm playing out there, they'll and
That's because you're usually playing music naked. Well, shirtless.
Right. Well, that's part of the, that's part of the secret sauce. That's
right. I see you linked up with my boy Samaj.
Wait, who?
Samaj.
Who's that?
You guys took some pictures together. He's an actor, black guy, real cool. He was. I forgot you guys went riding somewhere.
Wait, on motorcycles?
No, horses.
Oh, he's with that group, man. Yeah. Oh, we the whole. Oh yeah, man. That's a whole awesome group of dudes. I love those guys.
Samaj is cool.
We did 2 rides. We did one. It was like a midnight run to see the eclipse. It was called like the blue moon or something. It was a big no, it wasn't an eclipse. It was like a blue moon, they called it. And it was like a midnight. We rode up all the way to the top of this mountain. And then we did an early for the solar eclipse they had, I don't know, maybe a month or so back. They had a solar eclipse. We did like an early morning ride up to the Hollywood sign eclipse. So yeah, that was dope. Yeah, I love those dudes.
Yeah. If you ladies come to LA, you have to do the horse ride up to the Hollywood sign. It's a restaurant up there also. The people go up there, they ride the horses to go up there, and it's a restaurant up there. You can look at the views and all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
We'll saddle up some horses. We'll go.
That's great. That's great. Vincent, are you planning on making a visit to the mean streets of Trotwood, Ohio anytime soon?
My mom did a video not too long ago, and she was like, yeah, I'm on the mean streets of Trotwood. There's nothing mean about those streets.
Nothing mean about those streets.
Nothing. That's just, that's where I grew up. I go home, visit my parents, see some friends, they all in the same place they were the last time I was there. Yeah. And I just, I enjoy spending time with my parents.
There you go.
Got to go check on them. So
guys, between Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln, who did you have more fun working with?
Andrew.
They're both so cool. Norman was just like too cool. Andrew was like just the nicest guy. He was so welcoming and just like friendly and professional, but like chill, like. And what was great was he's number 1 on the call sheet. And because he's so cool and no ego and just chill, everybody else has to just like also be cool. Because like he's the main guy and he is like just super down to earth. And so it just made everybody else like super like chill and down to earth too.
Yeah. He's definitely the leader on there. I mean, Norman is extremely cool. But as far as like, I just love Andrew.
But that's so cool. That's so cool to know that he sets the bar for everyone else's tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was a good tone. Just such a good guy.
There was no egos, no nothing. It was just everything was pretty smooth.
Yeah,
that's great. Barb, Dawn, you guys have any questions?
Barb,
Dawn.
Well, I want to know: is there anybody you all would like to work with that you haven't worked with? Like an actor, director, or
a lot.
Right.
You mean
like give a damn?
Can somebody call Martin Scorsese and tell him that I would like to be in this next movie?
Right. She calling him. I think even though I feel this way. I don't know if Nick feels this way. But even though we've done a lot, I kind of feel like I'm at the beginning of my career for the simple fact, when I say that the whole mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. And the reason why I say that, because I have a lot of goals that I want to accomplish, and a lot of things that I want to accomplish. And if I would have accomplished them 10, 15 years ago, I might have messed them up. But now I'm in a good place as a man and as a professional that I know that I can get that blessing without messing things up. So that's why I say I'm at the beginning of my career, because the biggest goal is to be on somebody's show from episode 1 to episode 21. To be on big sets, big movies, and be, there 30, 40 days. And be, number 1 through at least 7 on the call sheet.
Yeah.
So I haven't experienced that yet, as far as, even though I'm on the show right now called The Black Hamptons, but it's not a lot of episodes because the show doesn't have a lot of episodes. But I'm looking, my thing is CSI, NCIS, stuff like that, and be on there for a while.
That's some house money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
Exactly.
I'm so glad you said that, because I feel exactly the same. I feel like this next year, like I feel like the train's just now about to leave the station.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mentally and physically just preparing myself to like finally start my career. Like I'm feeling really good about my work. I feel I'm finally in a place where like the train is literally really about to start moving, and I'm in a good place mentally, physically, and as a man. And I just feel confident in what I'm doing and just who I am as a person. And I'm really excited for this next coming year. So I've just been like, this last couple of months, just like getting myself ready for like, to meet and to be ready to, for all the opportunities that are coming. I want to be prepared to like knock it out of the park. So I'm just like excited for my career, because I feel like it's just now getting started, you know? So,
and I think Fargo is going to open a lot of doors for you too, man.
Yeah.
Fargo and your haircut.
Yeah.
I think with your haircut, it's going to open up more than, just being tough guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I can see you playing way more parts now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, it's like, the long hair worked for a while, and then Fargo, they cut it all off. And Noah Hawley, who's the creator for Fargo, he said, "Man, I'm so sorry we had to cut off your hair." And I said, to be on Fargo, I would have cut off my pinky to be on this show.
I mean, it's a good look on you.
Yeah.
Good look.
It is good. It is good.
Yeah.
Well, we love both of you guys, and we will cast that blessing out to the universe for you both, because we love you. We love the work that you do. We see the passion that you have for the work you do. And, like we said, they're all runs on the ladder that we have to climb. I'm hoping that the Black Hamptons, that will lead into something bigger for you, Vincent, with BET or Tyler Perry. Any of those studios that could pick something like that up and your character up. Cornelius is a pretty formidable character. But definitely want to put that out to the universe for you guys.
Thank you.
Train's moving.
Train is moving.
Oh yeah.
Took a lot of hustle, but it's moving.
So, are you guys familiar with James Lipton inside the actor studio?
Oh yeah.
So we would like to offer up the questions that James Lipton always offered up to his guest as we wind out our show. So we're going to, Dawn, you're going to start off, Dawn.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you both. You both can answer. So what's your favorite word?
Amalgam.
Grateful.
Aww. What's your least favorite word?
I don't think I can say it.
No.
Did you answer, Nick? I don't know if I heard you.
I did, but I can't say the word again. I already hate the word.
Oh, okay.
It starts with a C.
Oh, okay.
It grates me.
What turns you on?
Seeing people win.
Kindness and a great clavicle.
Great clavicle. Oh my God.
Hilarious.
So what turns you off?
Being mean to a waiter.
Do what?
Being mean to a waiter. Being rude in general.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, negativity. Bragging, boasting, and lying makes me mad.
There we go.
Answers, guys. Great answers.
I was going to say, what turns Nick off was hot pants.
You see a lot of them out here.
Hot pants.
I was into it for.
What sound or noise do you love?
Silence. I like silence because you get it. That means you have an opportunity to think.
Mm-hmm.
Like where I was at today, and Nick saw me at the I forgot the name of it. Where the hell was I at?
The basket.
There. Yeah, Vasquez.
Yeah, I like my dog's howl. She's got the sweetest little. It's not a bark. It's like this. Ooh.
I love that. I love that.
I love that howl.
That's awesome. What sound or noise do you hate?
I hate racism.
There we go. Amen to that. Amen.
Yeah.
And it's a loud sound sometimes too,
Oh
isn't it?
yeah. Sometimes it's so loud it drowns out the positivity that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the truth.
Yeah.
Extra thinking.
Sound or noise
What?
that I hate.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't know. Oh, my mates laugh. I love it, but man, laugh. It's so.
You want to say hi?
Lot.
Okay.
Hey, puppy.
You want to say hi?
All right. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck. I say fuck a lot. It's just
You know what?
Like it's such a, a malleable word. It could be good, it could be bad. It's very adaptable.
I honestly, it's like over the years, I really don't even cuss now unless it's in the script.
Oh fuck.
I'm originally
I
from
bleep myself out.
There you go. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh, like attempt, like we could actually do it?
Yeah.
Oh, because I would say like astronaut, but I don't have the mathematics for that. I always wanted to be a history teacher. That was the other thing I really wanted to do. Oh, the thing I really wanted to do, and I would still do it if I could, if I had the right connections. I've always really wanted to be a National Geographic photographer.
Ooh.
Like, I want to get like lost in the Amazon, like hunting a rare spider, and then like kidnapped by like a tribe, and then like they're gonna eat me, but like I arm them and we become friends, and then I live with them for like 6 months, and I learn their language, and I get married, and then like I'm discovered by other scientists, and I forgot how to speak English.
He's got this whole storyboard.
Yeah,
I've itself.
Forever. Yeah,
I'm kind of close to what Nick said, but I just wanted to be like a zoologist because I love animals.
Oh, that's awesome. What profession would you not want to do?
Plumber.
No.
I've worked in a
Politician.
Yeah. Politician. Yeah, that just seems too sleazy for me. I just couldn't like live with myself.
What, as a politician or as a plumber?
No, plumbers are like that's a good like good like honorable job. I've worked as as a bar back for a lot of restaurants, and I've just cleaned a lot of bathrooms, and I just don't want to have to like.
Well, they're both full of shit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the last question, guys: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome. Or you made it.
You made it.
By the skin of your teeth. Like,
hey.
Who let you in here?
There we go. We have an audience question from Vanessa Raposa. If you could have been cast as a different Walking Dead character, who would you want to be and why?
Oh, it's easy.
Who's on the show the longest?
Right. Norman Reedus. You don't have to say a lot. You don't have to say stuff loud. You can whisper it and still be cool.
You don't have hours.
And the women love you.
Norman Reedus, hands down. You get to be the cool guy with the vest and the motorcycle, and you got a crossbow, and you just gotta like, yeah.
And spin-off shows.
For sure. and a spin-off show.
You just have to be, as Destiny says, you just have to learn to grunt.
Yeah, you have to grunt.
Yeah. Done.
Done.
All you have to do.
Any final questions from you girls?
Good.
When you come into Tennessee, go
Yeah.
The 18th.
Come join Vincent.
I love.
There you go.
The 18th is the premiere, and then we start filming on the 20th.
Good.
No, the 19th is the premiere. I've come out the 18th.
Okay.
The premiere's on the 19th.
Dude,
well,
great.
We hope to see you guys back at the camp again one day. We loved having you and seeing you there. And we are so ever grateful that you took the time to join us tonight. And Nick, thank you for the behind the scenes tour of your domain.
Yes.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for having me.
Feel better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we'll see you hopefully sometime soon.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
It was so wonderful having you. We love you guys. Thank you so very much.
All right.
Pleasure.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Macy.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
We want to thank our Patreons.
Yes, we'd like to thank our Patreons and financial supporters: Destiny, Terry and Kay Collier, Sandy Morrison, Ben and Melissa Gilbert, Pamela Blythe, Dustin Baker, Marianne Craig, and Tracy Gillen Stokes.
And of course, we want to thank Casey and Oscar with the camp for promoting and supporting us. Tomorrow night, we're doing this all over again. Tomorrow night, who do we have? Dawn, who do we have?
The fabulous Elizabeth Saunders, who plays Donna on From. And if you haven't watched From, you better watch it.
That's right.
It's going to be the next big thing. I'm telling you, everybody. The
Yeah.
next big show.
I think it's the only other show that I know that our group has watched that we binged and we're like, when's the next episode? When's the next season coming out? It is right up there with Fear as far as falling in love with it and watching it.
It's very intriguing. Like, it's from the producers of Lost. So if you watched Lost and liked it, then you will probably like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the suggestions of you guys, I mean, you guys threw some shows at me. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it. And then, of course, I watched Lost. Thank you, Dawn. I watched From. Thank you, Dawn. So these are awesome. You know, I got to stop turning on The Walking Dead over and over again.
And, you know, guys, what I loved about Vincent and Nick is that The Walking Dead, the cast, either if they have a small row or a big row, they're all family. And you can tell that by the way they interacted on the show. And it's kind of like how we all made our family. And I love that about the show, that everybody's like a family.
Yeah.
All the cast from the first season to the last season.
And I loved hearing how Andrew Lincoln set the tone for everybody, that he was the down to earth, the welcoming, and by doing that, there you go. And by doing that, everyone else followed suit, regardless of, like Nick was saying, their status on the call sheet, regardless of where they were. You know,
and that scene that they kept doing for them off screen was pretty awesome. That was a great story. They would do that to make them, you know, comfortable. That was awesome.
It's the dedication. You can feel that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the show is so powerful.
Yeah.
I regret that we didn't ask Nick, and I may send him a message to ask him what film Scott Wilson was working on when he worked as a PA and went and picked him up at the airport. I think that would have been interesting to have seen what film that was. So
yes, but they were great.
They were fantastic.
Yes.
And thank you everyone for joining us tonight and watching along with us. And we will see you guys tomorrow night. Love you.
Bye.